Hari Om friends, welcome once again to my Sanatan Dunia channel, your spiritual home. In this video, I shall be giving my commentary upon verses 27 to 35 of the 10th chapter of the Bhagavad Geeta. For those of you who have not yet watched the commentaries on the previous verses of the Gita, I suggest you go ahead and watch these videos before proceeding further with this video. These videos are available in the playlist titled Bhagavad Geeta Commentary, all 18 chapters. Before I go ahead and give the commentary upon these verses of the 10th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, I have a small request to make. If you have not already subscribed to my channel, then I suggest you do so that you may be updated about forthcoming videos uploaded to this channel. So let's move on. The 27th to 30th slokas of the 10th chapter of the Gita are as follows. Of horses, know me to be the Uchchaishrava, who rose out of the ocean, born of the elixir of immortality. Of lordly elephants, I am Airavata, and among men I am the monarch. Of weapons, I am the thunderbolt. Among cows, I am the Surabhi, givers of abundant milk. Of procreators, I am Kandarpa, the god of love, and of serpents, I am Vasuki, the chief. Of the celestial Naga snakes, I am Ananta. Of the aquatic deities, I am Varuna. Of departed ancestors, I am Aryama, and among the dispensers of law, I am Yama, the lord of death. Among the Daitya demons, I am the devoted Prahlad. Among subduers, I am Time. Among the beasts, I am the lion. And among birds, I am Garuda, the feathered carrier of Vishnu. The commentary of the mentioned 4 slokas is as follows. In Hinduism, Uchchaishravas is a 7-headed flying horse created during the churning of the milk ocean, which was done jointly by the Devas and the Asuras, that is, the demigods and the demons. It is considered to be the best of horses, the prototype and the king of the horses. Uchchaishravas is often described as a vahana or vehicle of Indra, the king of gods, but is also recorded to be the horse of Bali, the king of the Asuras, demons. Uchchaishravas is said to be snow white in color. The stallion rose from the ocean along with other treasures like goddess Lakshmi, that is the goddess of fortune, who chose Vishnu as her consort, and the Amrita, the elixir of life. The legend of Uchchaishravas rising from the milk ocean also appears in the Vishnu Purana, the Ramayana, the Matsya Purana, the Vayu Purana, etc. While various scriptures give different lists of treasures, ratnas, of those appeared from the churning of the ocean of milk, most of them agree that Uchchaishravas was one of them. And since Uchchaishravas is the best among all the horses in history, and since Lord Krishna is enumerating all his glories within creation, therefore Bhagavan says that of horses, he is Uchchaishravas, the best among all the horses in history. Next, Bhagavan says that of lordly elephants, I am Airavata. Airavata is a white elephant who carries the deity Indra. It is also called Abra Matanga, meaning the elephant of the clouds. Nagamala, meaning the fighting elephant. And Arkasodara, meaning the brother of the sun. Abramu is the elephant wife of Airavata. Airavata has 4 tusks and 7 trunks and is spotless white. Airavata is also the 3rd son of Iravati. In the Mahabharata, he is listed as a great serpent. According to the Ramayana, the elephant's mother was Iravati. According to the Matanga Leela, Airavata was born when Brahma sang sacred hymns over the halves of the eggshell from which Garuda hatched, followed by 7 more male and 8 female elephants. Prithu made Airavata king of all elephants. One of his names means the one who knits or binds the clouds, since myth has it that these elephants are capable of producing clouds. The connection of elephants with water and rain is emphasized in the mythology of Indra, who rides the elephant Airavata when he defeats Vritra. As per another legend, Airavata is believed to have come out of the churning of the ocean of milk, and it is believed that the elephant guards one of the points of compass. Airavata also stands at the entrance of to Swarga, Indra's palace. In addition, the 8 guardian deities who preside over the points of the compass each sit on an elephant. Each of these deities has an elephant that takes part in the defense and protection of its respective quarter. Chief among them is Airavata of Indra. Going further, Bhagwan says that of men he is the monarch. Monarch basically means king. A king is always considered to be the highest and most important citizen of a nation, as he is the leader of the country and is in charge of running the affairs of the country and doing his various duties in that capacity, such as providing best facilities and infrastructure to his citizens, protecting them from calamities, safeguarding the citizens from attacks from foreign aggressors, ensuring that justice is provided to those who seek justice, rewarding those who are positive contributors to society, and punishing those who are a menace or disturbance to society, and so on. Of course, in today's world of democracy, king should be understood to refer to prime minister or president of the countries of the world. Also, according to scriptures like Srimad Bhagavatam, the king or the prime minister is considered to be a representative of the Supreme Lord Krishna or Vishnu. Basically, a king is akin to a demigod among the people of his country, and hence it is his or her duty to take the best care of his subjects and keep them happy and peaceful at all times. This is the most difficult job among all jobs, and it comes with a lot of seriousness and responsibility. Therefore, since the king is considered to be the chief or the most important among all the citizens of a country, and since Lord Krishna is enumerating all the glories of his, where his opulence is maximum, hence the Lord says here that among men he is the monarch or king or prime minister or president, the leader and ruler of the various countries of the world. Next, the Lord says that of weapons he is the thunderbolt. A Vajra is a ritual weapon symbolizing the properties of a diamond, indestructibility, and a thunderbolt, irresistible force. The earliest mention of the Vajra is in the Rig Veda, part of the 4 Vedas. It is described as the weapon of Indra, chief among the gods. Indra is described as using the Vajra to kill sinners and ignorant persons. The Rig Veda states that the weapon was made for Indra by Twastar, the maker of divine instruments. The associated story describes Indra using the Vajra, which he held in his hand, to slay the Asura Vritra, who took the form of a serpent. In the context of Rigvedic weaponry, that the word Vajra appears to have been used for the sling as a weapon, but also for extremely effective sling projectiles specifically crafted from lead, corresponding to cast lead projectiles, as they were in widespread use in the cultural areas of the Middle East and the ancient world, especially in classical antiquity. Once again, since the Vajra is considered to be one of the most strongest weapons among all the gods and humans too, therefore Lord Krishna says here that among weapons he is Vajra or thunderbolt. Moving ahead, Bhagwan says that of cows he is the Surabhi cow or Kamadhenu. Kamadhenu, also known as Surabhi, is a divine bovine goddess described in Hinduism as the mother of all cows. She is a miraculous cow of plenty who provides her owner whatever he desires, and is often portrayed as the mother of other cattle. In iconography, she is generally depicted as a white cow with a female head and breasts, the wing of a bird, and the tail of a peafowl, or as white cow containing various deities within her body. Kamadhenu is not worshipped independently as a goddess. Rather, she is honored by the Hindu veneration of cows who are regarded her earthly embodiments. Hindu scriptures provide diverse accounts of the birth of Kamadhenu. While some narrate that she emerged from the churning of the cosmic ocean, others describe her as the daughter of the creator god Daksha and as the wife of the sage Kashyapa. Still, other scriptures narrate that Kamadhenu was in the possession of either Jamadagni or Vasishtha, both ancient sages, and that kings who tried to steal her from the sage ultimately faced dire consequences for their actions. Kamadhenu plays the important role of providing milk and milk products to be used in her sage master's oblations. She is also capable of producing fierce warriors to protect him. In addition to dwelling in the sage's hermitage, she is also described as dwelling in Goloka, the realm of the cows, and Lord Krishna, and also in Patala, the netherworld. Further, Bhagwan says that of procreators, he is Kandarpa, the god of love. Kama, also known as Kamadeva and Madana, is the Hindu god of love and desire, often portrayed alongside his consort Rati. The Atharva Veda regards Kamadeva as the wielder of the creative power of the universe, also describing him to have been born at first, him neither the gods nor the fathers ever equaled. He is described to be attended by the celestial nymphs of Hindu mythology, the Apsaras, depicted as a youthful deity of blue or red skin, decked with ornaments and flowers, armed with a bow of sugar cane and shooting arrows of flowers. His most popular legend is his story of incineration by Shiva's third eye while the latter was meditating, later embodied on earth as the eldest son of Krishna and chief consort Rukmini, Pradyumna. Devotion to Kamadeva keeps desire within the framework of the religious tradition. Kamadeva appears in many stories and becomes the object of devotional rituals for those seeking health and physical beauty, husbands, wives, and sons. In one story, Kamadeva himself succumbs to desire and must then worship his lover in order to be released from this passion and its curse. Next, Bhagwan says that of serpents he is Vasuki. Vasuki is the king of the serpents in Hinduism. He is described as having a gem called Nagamani, a serpent's ornament, on his head. Adi Shesha, the king of the serpents and the mount of Narayana, is his elder brother, and Manasa, another Naga, is his sister. Vasuki is Shiva's snake depicted around his neck. Vasuki took part in the incident of Samudra Manthan by allowing both the Devas and the Asuras to bind him to Mount Mandara so that they could use him as their churning rope to extract the Amrita from the ocean of milk. Vasuki is also mentioned in other Hindu scriptures such as the Ramayana and the Mahabharata. Next, Bhagwan says that of celestial serpents, he is Ananta. Shesha translates as the remainder. Also known as Shesha Naga or Adi Shesha, is a serpentine demigod, Naga, and Nagaraja, the king of all serpents, as well as a primordial being of creation in Hinduism. In the Puranas, Shesha is said to hold all the planets of the universe on his hoods and to constantly sing the glories of Vishnu from all his mouths. He is sometimes referred to as Ananta Shesha, endless Shesha. or Adi Shesha, the first Shesha. It is said that when Adi Shesha uncoils, time moves forward and creation takes place. When he coils back, the universe ceases to exist. The Narayana form of Vishnu is often depicted as resting on Shesha, accompanied by his consort Lakshmi. Adi Shesha is considered as one of the two mounts of Vishnu alongside Garuda. He is said to have descended upon earth in the following human forms or incarnations. Lakshmana, brother of Vishnu's incarnation Rama during the Treta Yuga, and according to some traditions as Balrama, brother of Vishnu's incarnation Krishna during the Dwapara Yuga. According to the Mahabharata Adi Parva, his father was Kashyapa and his mother Kadru, though in other accounts he is usually a primordial being created by Vishnu. His name means he who remains, from the Sanskrit root Shish, because even as the world is destroyed at the end of each kalpa, Shesha remains as he is. Next, Bhagwan says that of aquatic deities, he is Varuna. In the Hindu Puranas, Varuna is the god of oceans, his vehicle is a makara, crocodile, and his weapon is a pasha, noose or rope loop. He is the guardian deity of the western direction. In some texts, he is the father of the Vedic sage Vasishtha. In the earliest layer of the Rig Veda, Varuna is the guardian of moral law, one who punishes those who sin without remorse and who forgives those who err with remorse. He is mentioned in many Rig Vedic hymns. His relationship with waters, rivers, and oceans is mentioned in the Vedas. Rig Veda 10.123 says Hiranyapaksha, the golden winged bird, as the messenger of Varuna. The golden winged messenger bird of Varuna may not be a mythical one, but most probably flamingos because they have colorful wings, and the Sukta further describes vulture as the messenger of Yama. The beaks of both these birds have similar morphology, and flamingos are seen nearby seashores and marshlands. Varuna and Mitra are the gods of the societal affairs, including the oath, and are often twinned Mitra Varuna. Both Mitra and Varuna are classified as Asuras in the Rig Veda, although they are also addressed as Devas as well. Varuna, being the king of the Asuras, was adopted or made to change to a Deva after the structuring of the primordial cosmos imposed by Indra after he defeats Vritra. Next, Bhagwan says that of departed ancestors, he is Aryama. Aryaman is one of the early Vedic Hindu deities. His name signifies life partner, close friend, partner, playfellow, or companion. He is the third son of Kashyapa and Aditi, the father and mother of the Adityas, and is depicted as the mid-morning sun disk. He is the deity of customs and rules over the customs that rule the various Vedic tribes and peoples. In the Rig Veda, Aryaman is described as the protector of mares and stallions, and the Milky Way is said to be his path. Aryaman is commonly invoked together with Varuna, Mitra, Bhaga, Brihaspati, and other Adityas and Asuras. Aryaman is one of the most powerful gods. He once defeated God Shiva when Aryaman was insulted by God Shiva, but at last Aryaman accepted his defeat because he doesn't want to insult God Shiva. According to Griffith, the Rig Veda also suggests that Aryaman is a supreme deity alongside Mitra and Varuna. According to the Rig Veda, Indra, who is traditionally considered the most important deity in the Rig Veda, is asked to obtain boons and gifts from Aryaman. Hindu marriage oaths are administered with an invocation to Aryaman being the witness to the event. Aryaman is also the deity of the customs of hospitality. Going further, Bhagwan says that of dispensers of law, he is Yama, the lord of death. Yama, also known as Yamraja, Kala, and Dharmaraja, is the Hindu god of death and justice, responsible for the dispensation of law and punishment of sinners in his abode, Yamaloka. He is often identified with Dharma, the personification of Dharma, though they have different origins and mythologies. From there, he has remained as a significant deity, appearing in some of the most important texts of Hinduism, including the Ramayana, the Mahabharata, and the Puranas. Yama is one of the Lokpalas, guardians of the realms, appointed as the protector of the southern direction. He is often depicted as a dark complexioned man riding a buffalo and carrying a noose or mace to capture souls. Scriptures describe him as the twin of Yamin and the son of the sun god Surya, in earlier traditions Vivasvat and Sanjana. Some of his major appearances include in the tales of the Pandavas, Savitri Satyavan, and the sage Markandeya. He is accompanied by Chitragupta, another deity associated with death. In modern culture, Yama has been depicted in various safety campaigns in India. Next, Bhagwan says that of Daitya demons, he is Prahlad. In Hindu mythology, Prahlad is an Asura king known for his devotion towards the god Vishnu. He appears in the narrative of Narasimha, the man-lion avatar of Vishnu, who slay Prahlad's evil father Hiranyakashipu. Prahlad is described as a saintly boy known for his innocence and bhakti to Vishnu. Despite the abusive nature of his father, Hiranyakashipu, he continued to worship Vishnu. He is considered to be a Mahajana, or great devotee, by the followers of the Vaishnava traditions. A treatise is accredited to him in the Bhagavata Purana, in which Prahlad describes the process of his loving worship towards Vishnu. The majority of stories in the Puranas are based on the activities of Prahlad as a young boy. Prahlad, while being inside his mother's womb, listened to Narada's chants of devotion towards Narayana. He was taught by Narada during his early childhood. As a result, he grew devoted to Vishnu. His father was antagonized by his spiritual inclination and tried to warn Prahlad against offending him. Despite several warnings from his father Hiranyakashipu, Prahlad continued to worship Vishnu instead of the former. His father then decided to commit filicide and poison Prahlada, but he survived. He then trampled the boy with elephants, but the boy still lived. He put Prahlad in a room with venomous snakes, and they made a bed for him with their bodies. Prahlad was then thrown from a valley into a river, but was saved by Vishnu. Holika, the sister of Hiranyakashipu, was blessed in that she could not be hurt by fire. Hiranyakashipu put Prahlad on the lap of Holika as she sits on a pyre. Prahlad prayed to Vishnu to keep him safe. Holika burnt to death as Prahlad is left unscathed. This event is celebrated as the Hindu festival of Holi. The child is successful in converting other students of the Asura clan into Vaishnavism by teaching them the Narayana mantra. After tolerating abuse from Hiranyakashipu, Prahlad is eventually saved by Narasimha. Vishnu, in the form of man-lion, emerges from within a stone pillar, who places the king on his thighs and kills him with his sharp nails at the threshold of his home at dusk, thus nullifying all of Hiranyakashipu's boon of virtual immortality. Prahlad eventually becomes king of the Daityas and attains a place in the abode of Vishnu, Vaikuntha, after his death. Next, Bhagavan says that among subduers, he is time or Kala. After Brahman or spirit or God, time occupies one of the highest and most important positions in the creation among all the elements of the creation. Time is what governs the flow of events and circumstances all over the creation. Time cannot be defined adequately in words, but its presence is felt by the changing events within creation, more so by the gap between two or more events in the creation. Time is Maya, a product of Maya, and yet time is beyond Maya since it cannot be measured. All the objects, people, and things in the creation come to an end, but time never comes to an end. In that sense, time is eternal, as it does not have a beginning or an end. According to our Vedic scriptures, there are several divisions and measures of time ranging from a millisecond up to a lifetime of Brahma, which lasts for 311 trillion 40 billion years. A day of Brahma lasts for 4.32 billion years, during which the creation is manifest. Likewise, a night of Brahma lasts for 4.32 billion years, in which the creation is unmanifest and there is an all pervading darkness, as in deep sleep. Therefore, a full day of Brahma, day and night put together, lasts for 8.64 billion years. Brahma has 360 days in a year and Brahma lives for 100 years. The total of Brahma's lifespan amounts to 311 trillion 40 billion years, as stated earlier. The scriptures talk of three divisions of time, namely past, present, and future, which we are all familiar with. Now, why does Lord Krishna call time a subduer? Because it is time which governs the beginning, middle, and end of all things and beings, situations, etc. It is time which makes a person go from rags to riches and also fall from riches to rags. In fact, the whole play of creation is governed and goes according to the laws of time. The sun rises at a particular time each day unfailingly, and likewise sets at a particular time every day unfailingly. The planets have a fixed length of time for orbiting the sun, like our Earth takes 365 days to go around the sun. Likewise, other planets too have a fixed duration for a year, and so on. Hence, it is for these reasons and a few other reasons too that Bhagavan says that of subduers, he is time. Next, Lord Krishna says that of beasts, he is the lion. The lion is a muscular, broad chested cat with a short, rounded head with a reduced neck and rounded ears. Its fur varies in color from light buff to silvery grey, yellowish, red, and dark brown. The colors of the underparts are generally lighter. A newborn lion has dark spots which fade as the cub reaches adulthood, although faint spots may still be seen on the legs and the underparts. Cultural depictions of lions are known in countries of Afro-Eurasia. The lion has been an important symbol to humans for tens of thousands of years. The earliest graphic representations feature lions as organized hunters with great strength, strategies, and skills. In later depictions of human cultural ceremonies, lions were often used symbolically and may have played significant roles in magic as deities or close association with deities and served as intermediaries and clan identities. The earliest historical records in Egypt present an established religious pantheon that included a lioness as one of the most powerful cultural figures protecting the people and especially their rulers, as well as being assigned powerful roles in nature. As human groups moved from being isolated clans to tribes in cities, tribes to cities, kingdoms, and countries, ancient symbols retain their importance as they assume new roles. lions have remained as popular symbols throughout modern history. Depictions of lions in other cultures resembled this, and all changed into more supportive roles as human figures began to be portrayed as deities. Similar imagery persisted and was retained through the cultural changes, sometimes unchanged. Adoptions of lion imagery as symbols into other cultures without direct contact with lions could be very imaginative, often lacking accurate anatomical details and creating unrealistic characteristics. The association of lions with virtues and character traits was adopted in cultures where and when religious symbolism had ceased. Next, Bhagwan says that among birds he is Garuda. Garuda is a Hindu demigod and divine creature mentioned in the Hindu, Buddhist, and Jain faiths. He is primarily depicted as the mount or Vahana of the Hindu god Vishnu. Garuda is also the half brother of the Devas, Daityas, Danavas, and Yakshas. He is the son of the sage Kashyapa and Vinata. He is the younger brother of Aruna, the charioteer of the sun. Garuda is mentioned in several other texts such as the Puranas and the Vedas. Garuda is described as the king of the birds and a kite-like figure. He is shown either in a zoomorphic form, a giant bird with partially open wings, or an anthropomorphic form, a man with wings and some ornithic features. Garuda is generally portrayed as a protector with the power to swiftly travel anywhere, ever vigilant, and an enemy of every serpent. He is also known as Tarksha and Vainateya. Garuda's links to Vishnu, the Hindu god who fights injustice and destroys evil in his various avatars to preserve dharma, has made him an iconic symbol of king's duty and power, an insignia of royalty or dharma. His eagle-like form is shown either alone or with Vishnu, signifying the divine approval of the power of the state. He is found on the faces of many early Hindu kingdom coins with this symbolism, either as a single headed bird or a three headed bird that watches all sides. Throughout the Mahabharata, Garuda is invoked as a symbol of impetuous, violent force, speed, and martial powers. Powerful warriors advancing rapidly on doomed foes are likened to Garuda swooping down on a serpent. Defeated warriors are like snakes beaten down by Garuda. The Mahabharata character Drona uses a military formation named after Garuda. Krishna even carries the image of Garuda on his banner. Now I shall move on to verses 31 to 35. The 31st to 35th verses of the 10th chapter of the Gita are as follows. Of purifiers I am the wind. Of wielders of weapons I am Rama. Of fishes I am the shark. And of flowing rivers I am the Ganges. Of all creations I am the beginning and the end, and also the middle, O Arjuna. Of all sciences I am the spiritual science of the self. And among logicians I am the conclusive truth. Of letters I am the letter A, and among compounds I am the dual word. I am also inexhaustible time, and of creators I am Brahma, whose manifold faces turn everywhere. I am all devouring death, and I am the generator of all things yet to be. Among women I am fame, fortune, speech, memory, intelligence, faithfulness, and patience. Of hymns I am the Brihat Sama, sung to the Lord Indra, and of poetry I am the Gayatri verse, sung daily by Brahmanas. Of months I am November and December, and of seasons I am flower-bearing spring. The commentary of the mentioned 5 slokas is as follows. Similarly, in all these above shlokas too, Bhagwan is highlighting all those beings and entities of those features which are supreme or prominent among them. We can just go through these verses on our own and appreciate the fact that Bhagwan is supreme or the supermost among all the aspects of the creation, and hence I shall not go into the details of each aspect here. So, friends, here ends the commentary on the 27th to 35th verses of the 10th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. Stay tuned for more commentaries on the following verses of the Gita and keep checking this channel for updates to this playlist titled Bhagavad Gita Commentary All 18 Chapters. And also do watch the other videos available in this channel so that you can enhance your knowledge of the eternal religion or Sanatan Dharma. And in case you have not already subscribed to my channel, then I suggest you do so that you may be updated about forthcoming videos uploaded to this channel. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great time ahead. Hari Om.